Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. Today, I have a question for you. Who is the real Superman, and will he please step forward? The reason I ask this question is because there are as many opinions or more as there are actual looks, actual styles, actual personalities, actual relationships, actual storylines of Superman. Recently, I've been seeing very often with the new 52 and with new versions of movies and with new designs on costumes and new cartoons and new kinds of other things. I've seen the argument waging, people attacking each other, people saying that certain people are idiots or unknowledgeable, or certain people like something that's stupid about Superman, while the real fans know that the cool things about Superman are what make him Superman. I see him on Facebook, I see him on different web pages, I hear the arguments out in public. I occasionally visit a comic store and I hear the argument there as well. And the question always is, why do people like this? Why do people like that? Instead of liking the real Superman. And the thing is, everybody has their own idea of what that is. Is the real Superman the goofy, silly Christopher Reeve Donner films, where Christopher Reeve did a great job portraying the two sides of the character, but where Clark Kent was a complete fabrication and a complete goof, and as Bill in the Quentin Tarantino Kill Bill movie said, he's Superman's commentary on mankind. He's how he sees us. Clark Kent is who we are in Superman's eyes, this goofy, clumsy guy who can't get anything done. Is he the Brandon Routh version of the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve films Superman, where he's a little more serious and Clark's maybe a little closer to the real guy? Or is he the Kirk Allen guy who turned into a cartoon when he flew away? Is he the more stocky, more manlier looking George Reeves from the early days, or is he the Smallville brooding Clark Kent who eventually becomes Superman, or is he this guy with no trunks in the new 52 who in this particular story beats up on Supergirl or whatever, because he's not actually the real guy, but he looks like him? Which one? You know, is he the guy from the animated series who actually faces off against characters like the Parasite and Metallo, and Lex Luthor's always there trying to, get under his skin and trying to get things done? Is he the Dean Cain Superman, a little more stylish, a little more GQ, a little more completely real in terms of the Clark Kent who grew up on the farm and then became Superman, but Superman's the persona and he's not even sure he can pull it off? Which guy is he? And should we kill each other over it? That's me strangling someone. I think my point here is, no matter how emphatic you are about he needs to have trunks or he's not the real Superman, or the Smallville comic that's still going on, somehow, unbelievably, even though the show was so terrible, isn't the real Superman because Tom Welling could never pull it off, or whether you're in the camp of Tom Welling should always be Superman, and if they don't cast him, I'm not going to go see any more movies because it's not the real Superman, or whether you really wanted a sequel to Superman Returns. The point is that there is no real Superman. There have been so many different variations on the character over the years. He could be the Superman that was married to Lois for 20 years, or he could be the Superman who didn't really have a relationship with Lois for 70 years, 60 years before he actually started dating her. Or he could be, the Superman that had blue electric powers. There are so many different variations on the theme. Usually he's still a guy who wants to do right, even in Smallville, where he complained about it very often and where he made mistakes. You still felt like he wanted to do the right thing, he just wasn't sure what it was. In the simple serials where it was just bad guy versus good guy and there wasn't really any particular story or character growth, he was still a guy who was out there righting wrongs. In the George Reeves series, he had a little more comedy, he had a little more humor to him, but he was still going into the storage room to change into Superman to go out and save people. It's the same basic theme with slightly different variations as we go. And if you like one but don't like another, or you like kind of all of them in a certain way, but you like some better than others, that doesn't mean that yours isn't real or any more real than somebody else's is. So I guess what I'm saying is, Superman is Superman, and let's enjoy what we get as we get it, like what we like, disagree with what we disagree with, but try not to attack each other because we think something we like is more real than something somebody else likes. Thanks, everybody. Remember, always look up in the sky.